Right, here we are. We're heading towards the coastal path now. Just notice this big red rock. The neighbour's washing on. Private, residents only. That's us. We're residents, so I'm guessing we're allowed to go through here. All the feeding troughs for the cows, there they are. They've just moved round to that side now. So, coastal path, here we come. We'll join onto it now. See if we come across any wildlife yet. It is now after 9 at night, 20 past 9. There's some kind of sign with an acorn symbol on both sides, so if you go that way, there's acorns, that way, acorns. And this is a pathway that goes through the bush. We're going this way. Is this it here? Yeah. Private. Let's have a look what's down here. It's got a lock on, a chain and a lock by the looks of it. Let's see why it's a private thing. Oh, it's like a concrete block. That's like the top of a house or something. There's steps going down there. And there's some sort of house. Check out the sea below. That's the beach down there. We'll probably head down there, take a quick walk down, go and check it out. So yeah, that pathway is private. Private. This one's private but residents only, and the one we just come from now is private. So this is the actual coastal path, which follows along from this wall here. Viewpoint. Don't step too close to the edge. So that's that sort of building that we saw from the gate over there. Private beach as well by the looks of it down here. Wow, that's amazing. The water looks fairly clear down there. So yeah, there's our accommodation, just up here. Coastal path runs right past it. I don't know what this structure is actually. There's something written on the side of it. I think it's some kind of pump house or something, or I'm not sure. Strange. Anyway, onwards with the walk. You can see in the distance there, sort of where the green ends, that's where the coastal path follows along on the cliff, and there's an old fort somewhere down there. We might go and check that out tomorrow. It's just a short walk now because it's evening time and it will soon be dark. The days are getting shorter. We're in late July now. Acorn, Pembrokeshire Coast Path National Trail. Please close the gate. Right, how do we open it? The latch. Alright, here we are. This is the field where those cows were earlier. Amazing coastline. You can see the cow pats there on the ground. So they have been here. And there's that place. The gate is somewhere, let me see if I can get my finger in the right, somewhere around there. And there's something built into the side of the cliff there as well, further along that white bit. So I'm not sure what that's all about. But there we go. It's about a 400 meter walk to the beach. Watch out for these. slimy. Cow fouling, I would call that. But yeah, interesting coastline, Pembrokeshire. Sort of greenish colour, the water. Just watching for those again on the ground. There's plenty of them littering the path. Plenty of manure, shall we say. Be interesting to see at night time all the lights of the ships and boats and whatever, if we see any. But yeah, luckily our first day, our first afternoon, arrived late in the afternoon, 5:30. The weather's not bad, 18 degrees, so I do have my jacket and trousers on. Being the evening time, it's cooling down a bit. Check out that coastline. The waves aren't very sort of active here, shall we say. They're very tame. We've got more cows in the distance. Just doing their thing. And more feeding troughs here. So basically we're in a sort of pasture where they're feeding the cows. There's our place where we're staying there. The lighthouse you can just make out in the background behind that white building there. Maybe go and check that out at some point. Be interesting to see whether it is still a working lighthouse or not. You know, these days ships have all sorts of navigational aids and things. And yeah, we have a stone with something written on it. Henry Tudor, Earl of Richmond, landed at Mill Bay, which is this area here is Mill Bay, on the 7th of August 1485 with his 55 ships and 4,000 men, landing at Dale. Alright, that's near here. Travelling through West Wales and gathering support, he then struck east. On the 22nd of August 1485, Henry defeated Richard 111, or Richard III, at the Battle of Bosworth and became King Henry VII, or V11. Founder of the Tudor dynasty. Alright, interesting. So they've nailed that to a rock here. I don't know whether the rock has any significance in this whole history, but there you have it. There's all sorts of historical points and things along the coastline everywhere in the UK, I guess. Places of interest. And that is the view out to sea from where we are now. So, cutting the footage until a bit later. Alright, next gate reached. Cows are looking at me. What are you looking at? Nothing to see here. So let's go and check out what this so-called beach is like. Well, a lot of insects in the air now. Steps downwards. Many. So, going to be a bit of exercise walking back up here. Right, there we go. That's how it's looking, the crumbling coast of West Wales. People seem to be a lot more friendly in West Wales, I noticed, even when we went shopping in Aldi's earlier. The coast path carries on up there. somewhere, I think where those poles are, I'm not sure, somewhere up there. We may go that way on another day and go and check out that fort further along. It's always interesting following these coastal paths and that. So yeah, sort of shale, pebble, whatever, beach, whatever you want to call it. I'm assuming the water does come up to this level at some point, because we've got kelp and driftwood and all sorts of stuff up here. It'll be interesting to see what all washes up on the beach here. You get all this kind of stuff. I can't remember what these are called again. They're like soft, a bit like chalk. They're from some kind of animal in the sea, but I can't remember what it was again. There's a piece of a ship. You can see where there was rivets through these holes. There's still rivets in some of them. Just a hunk of metal. Who knows what that was from? Must have been well weathered by the waves and stuff. So yeah, here's another one of those white things. I can't for the life of me remember what they are again. I'll have to research it. But yeah, all sorts of bits of rope and pieces of wood and kelp and all sorts on the beach here. We sort of came from up there. Are we now down here? Cuttlefish. Yes, I've just been reminded. Cuttlefish. That is the actual bones or skeleton, I think, of cuttlefish. I stand to be corrected on that. All sorts of weird shaped pieces of wood and stuff. It looks like the tide's actually going out, because all this sand I'm walking on now is wet. There's your crumbling coastline. And this is the beach that they advertise, the nearby beach. Sound of the ocean's always brilliant, fantastic. It is just such a calming sound, even though the waves are quite small. I wonder if that's another piece of metal in the water there. Maybe a ship did get wrecked on the rocks here and break up, I don't know, but not many pieces of it left then in that place. Let's have a look what this is. I can't quite make it out. Might be metal, might be wood, it's hard to tell. There's more there. So yeah, I reckon these are all bits of an old shipwreck. But you can see the water is receding here. But yeah, I suppose that low tide would be alright to come down to the beach here. It's just that the sand is wet. You would need something to sit on to keep yourself a bit dry. But yeah, that's what it's looking like. We've got some sort of light signal there to warn the ship. And there's the oil refinery in the distance where all the oil tankers go. Apparently they come past here to get to it. But yeah, definitely looks like the remains of a ship or boat or something. Pieces of jagged metal in the water there. Let me just see if I can zoom in on that and get a slightly better view on it. There we zoomed into maximum 2 times. So there's one bit just here. There's another piece just by this rock here, and there's another bit there. I'll see if I can get up onto these rocks here and have a slightly better view of it. Hopefully they're not too slippery. Just take it easy, small steps. So there it is. Piece of old shipwreck. There's something else just there in the water. And that definitely looks like a piece of metal from this angle. So yeah, treacherous waters. Oh, there's more down here. You can see the rivets in the metal there as well. Another piece there. So yeah, definitely there was a ship that got wrecked on the rocks here. Just wondering if I go across a bit, whether we can see any of it from there. There's another piece actually. Look here. And you can see again where there's holes in the side of it, where there was rivets. So yeah, that definitely is a sign that a ship got wrecked on these rocks. There's another piece of metal here, and another piece there. Just in that crevice there. There's bits of metal all along here. So yeah, at some point someone has become a cropper. There may be more there, but it's a bit dark. Hard to tell. So yeah, that is Mill Bay. That's that weird place that we saw up there, and our place is just above there. So I'm going to head back because it's starting to get dark now. It is about 20 to 10 in the evening now. So that's it from Mill Bay and from the West Haven, and more footage to follow. Till the next one, stay safe.